So going back to the track, again, since that league started, it has been all Whitmer and Central Catholic, at least every year except for one, with this being the final season. Bragging rights certainly on the line, and as our Mike Robinson explains, playoff implications will be at stake too.
The Fighting Irish is coming after a big win over the Clay Eagles as they moved on to 6-1. And for the Whitmer Panthers, they steamrolled the Lima Senior Spartans, heading into a 5-2 record, which set the stage for a very big Week 8 here in Northwest Ohio. Let's take a look. Last week versus Lima, the Whitmer Panthers came out strong, using the ground game to their advantage, as they have one of the best running backs in Northwest Ohio, in Tayron Crawford. His ability to slip tackles, mixed with his motor, helps him give an extra effort and is often the difference between a first down and a touchdown. The defense came up big too. And of course, you cannot mention this Whitmer Panther team without mentioning their big-time playmaker on the outside, Corvell Morgan. Did y'all see that spectacular catch that he made? Amazing. And for Central Catholic dominated on defense last week, and for every other week for that matter. It all starts up front for the Irish. Each week, they get better and better and better. Michael Cannings was the one last week as he mounted up 3 sacks and several tackles for loss. He's one of the toughest defensive linemen we have in this area, and the Eagles found out the hard way as the Irish marched to victory, getting their 6th win on the season. And little do we know, they have another running back too, and that's Mr. Braswell. So once we're done with Chris Edmonds, which is gonna be a long time till then, it's a long season here, he will be the guy taking the carries as he did versus the Clay Eagles. The challenges for this week will be a little bit different, but the outcome will be the same for both teams. Whitmer, they're looking to secure a home spot in the playoffs, and that has to start with a big victory here versus the Irish. And for the Irish, they're looking to complete the sweep of the track championships since 2017, which is the last time they gave up a loss to Whitmer. Whitmer's offense is led by quarterback Brady Ford. He is one of the youngest quarterbacks in this area to have a Division I offer, and he's playing lights out so far this season. Up front, Mikey O'Brien, Cantac, Carter Lowe, we know who he is, arguably one of the best 2025 offensive linemen in the state of Ohio, and he's garnering national recognition as the season goes on. This is going to be a big game up front. Can Aiden Earl and company handle that defensive blitz that Ryan Brown and company is going to unleash this Friday night versus the Panthers in this last track game? And for the defensive side of the ball for the Irish, again, we talked about it, Michael Cannings, but the key guy in this secondary is Braden Alls. He is the man with the plan. He can make big plays offensively, but defensively, you don't want to sleep up on him. So the matchup between him and Corvell Morgan will be something that we will see often and early as this Whitmer Panthers offense is going to look to hit big plays going forward. For Central Catholic, Chris Edmonds, he is the key to this. But you also have to slide in Tywan Clark because he is the X factor, being one of the best quarterbacks and dual threats in the state of Ohio. The way that Edmonds can slip through the hole and bust a big breaking touchdown is something that Whitmer is going to be paying attention to. Jason Kelly is going to have his hands full as he looks to tackle Tywan Clark and Chris Edmonds as the running game will be in full force. And also on the offensive side, you have to worry about Showtime Hall and Javon Murphy, as they are 2 other big-time playmakers that can make plays on the outside for this Irish offense. One of the biggest games in the state of Ohio, here in Northwest Ohio, with a lot of implications for the state standings and playoffs. You want to know my opinion? Who's going to win? Find out on BCSN's Game Day Nation on Friday night, and I'll tell you then.